Welcome to Brewery 33. Here, we're building community one pint at a time. It's about friends and good times in Riverton.
Cheers to that.
My name's Tommy Cimino, head brewer and owner of Brewery 33 in Riverton, New Jersey. We've been open since October of 2023. Right in the center of town, historic Riverton. We've kind of created a really nice community there. We have a brewery that's established a 10-barrel brew house. We're brewing all fresh beers in-house. We have a very large outdoor seating area so people can enjoy the weather outside, plus a lot of all-street parking as well. So we're unique in the sense that breweries typically don't have parking. It's usually at a walk-up service and like street parking. But yeah, we have access to that. And the most important thing I think for us is that the New Jersey light rail station is right out front of our brewery. So that gives us a connection point from Camden to Trenton for anybody that wants to travel up and down the light rail to visit other breweries that might be on the strip as well as restaurants. But yeah, it's right in the center of town. It parks right in front of our brewery. People can get off the train and walk right across the parking lot into our brewery. It's nice. So yeah, it's just a great community we've built. The center of town is kind of interesting. It's like Riverton was like not a really well-known town.
Yeah.
In the community. Yeah, it's been our biggest challenge is trying to get people aware of what Riverton is and where we're located. But yeah, it's been good because with that comes brand awareness and we're getting the word out, so people are starting to realize like where we're located and how close we are to Northeast Philly or just how close we are to access to major highways and things like that to be able to get to us pretty easily. So it's pretty cool location. We're really happy where we're at, and we're hopeful that we can continue there and continue to build the brand and really just create the community we've had, really just grow it. It's been really a wild ride so far, and everyone's welcome at our brewery.
Mm-hmm.
We just love the community we've built. It's been great.
So why'd you start in the first place? What was the reason behind the start?
Honestly, I started as a hobby. I was a firefighter in a local community. I retired in 2015. But during my career, like late in my career, I was starting to get involved in home brewing and the hobby of home brewing. Luckily enough, when I retired in 2015, one of my co-members of the bar, the brew club that we're a member of, is South Jersey Fermentation Club, and he was opening a brewery called Zed's in Marlton, and he hired me as the assistant brewer. It was a great opportunity for me to come in. I helped him open Zed's, and I brewed for him for 4.5 years. On a commercial level, so it gave me the confidence really to.
Yeah, because you went from like house brewer to commercial brewer, which is probably a learning curve, right?
It's not as daunting as it looks. The fear of the unknown is right. Scaling up is just that. It's just more volume. You're essentially writing your recipe and making your recipe exactly the same. It's just ramping it up to meet the volume that you're trying to produce. There is some nuances with scaling up where like hop additions are not equal. We have to adjust all the hops differently than what we do the fermentable grains and so on. But yeah, I mean, once you do it a few times, you're like, all right, this is not as daunting as it sounds.
Yeah, right. It probably sounded daunting. Yeah,
exactly. It's just the fear of the unknown. You never did it before.
You have a giant vat now of it, right? instead of a small gallon.
It's just like literally just more volume, same product. It's just. When you haven't done it before, you just don't know what to expect and what the process is like. There are some nuances that will change, and those are things that you kind of weed out as you go with your experience in brewing things. You dial your recipes in a little bit better. You get more confident in your brewing system and what the nuances of what that brings you and how to navigate those little things as far as keeping your beer consistent. So yeah, there's a learning curve with that, but it wasn't as daunting as I thought it was going to be. It just turned out to be one of the coolest things I've ever done. Honestly, opening a brewery, it's been very challenging. I'm not going to lie. There's lots of ins and outs of what we do, and New Jersey isn't exactly the easiest state to operate in when it comes to that stuff. But yeah, it's been challenging there. But generally speaking, I mean, the tap room does well in sales. We're starting to hit our stride in the sense that people are aware of our brands now. It takes time to build that awareness. It's not something that happens overnight. Plus, we're battling the fact that no one knows where Riverton is, and that's kind of like part of our sales pitch is educating people where we are.
Right.
So there's a lot to it, and it's never ending in the sense that even though you may be satisfied with where you are, you still have to work and continue to come up with ideas to make yourself relevant in the industry and make people want to come back. So we try and create that environment that people want to come back every time. So whether it be from the beer quality, from the performances that we do, live music, if we have an event, special events like trivia nights, music bingo, we do drag bingo. We've had lots of different groups come in and create events within our space that have been very cool, a lot of fun, and draws people in, which is great. So that helps with our brand awareness, but it also builds that base that people want to come back and be a part of our community. It's just something we're proud of, something we're proud that we built. It's been really a great ride. It's just been extremely challenging financially, for sure. But the beer industry is taking a little bit of a hit right now,
right?
And we're all feeling it. So that's been a challenge for sure. The economy is not really helping us at all right now.
What have you had? How did you market so far the brewery up to this point?
Most of our marketing is done through social media. We do Facebook and Instagram and Google ads. We run them on the regular now. So, we tried in the beginning trying to do our own thing and just run it through, but you really have to put the money in it. You have to pay for the ads to be seen and get yourself in front of people. So we started doing that about a year and a half, 2 years ago, where we actually started funding it on the regular, and it's really working, especially getting us in front of new customers and people coming in the doors for the first time every weekend is a regular thing now. But again, it takes time to build that reputation of being, a quality brewer, being a space that people feel welcomed in, and have a good time and relax and enjoy the community that we've built. It's just been, it takes time to build that. And a lot of it's word of mouth. Social media, it's tough because not everybody, we have demographics that we follow that really are our mainstay as far as clients. And so a lot of that clientele still operates on Facebook, but we have a very large demographic that's still on Instagram.
Right.
And then now we have to continue with a younger demographic that's all TikTok and Snapchat. So it's like a constant learning of social media and being up to date and just kind of being relevant.
And how much do you allocate towards the marketing? Is you put a lot of money into the Facebook ads, or
I mean, it's
random?
our budget is so tight that we typically will keep it. It's almost bare minimum. It has to be. We just don't have the funding to be able to put as much effort as we want into it. But it's a monthly rate and it's based on activity and clicks and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So we average probably, I'm going to say 400 a month on advertising. So like social media ads.
It's not a ton. Yeah, it's not a ton. So it's
not a ton, but we have a very tight budget, so it's hard for us. Like we don't have the capital that I would love to be able to like put a billboard up or something like that.
A billboard would be good. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be awesome, but that's just money that we don't have available. Those are the challenges that we're kind of facing. So we rely heavily on word of mouth and people spreading the word and using the social media as that like vehicle to get that done. But yeah, that's changing. It's we have now a whole demographic of people that don't drink alcohol. They only consume cannabis, and which is that's a thing we have to consider. And so now we have legalized cannabis in the state of New Jersey. We have a group of individuals that are just turning 21 to like 23 age group that are just not drinking alcohol and consuming cannabis only because of a health concerns or whatever. But we share the same demographic as far as people that want to gather in venues like breweries, right? So what we found is that there are a lot of people that want to hang out with their friends, but they don't drink beer, so they don't come to the breweries and hang out.
So you have something to do. Exactly. Yeah, so you have to make like the experience something.
So, right, exactly. So what we've released as of late is cannabis consumption on our property is legal because we're a private property. We own the property.
Really?
Yeah. So if you have friends that don't drink beer and would like to come and hang out at the brewery, they're welcome to have smoke cannabis or consume whatever they do. They have to do it outside. Obviously, we have smoking areas for people that do cigars and cigarettes and that kind of thing. So we still follow the same rules on that. But it just opens the door for people that want to come into a brewery and maybe not drink a beer, but they can still hang out with friends and socialize and have a good time. Listen to music, play a game of trivia. It's just a different way of getting people in the door that, it satisfies that group effect where people might not want to go out because so-and-so doesn't drink. And they want to hang out with us tonight. So maybe we'll do something different. Now we're just kind of opening the door of opportunity for people.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah, so it's a good thing, I think.
I think this is a great thing. So How do you keep track of everything? You guys have like an internal CRM that keeps track of all the stuff going on?
Everything we do is, as far as our sales, or through a POS system that we're
Right.
using. It's called Arrived.
Okay.
Kind of geared towards brewery operations. It's meant for like breweries and restaurants, or bars and restaurants, but it's really kind of caters to the brewing industry, which is great. It's a little bit easier to operate. There's a lot of the POS systems are just over needed. Like we
Yeah.
are just too many options we don't need. So it's just easier to operate the way we're doing. But and we keep all of our, we document everything through QuickBooks and that kind of stuff as far as our sales and
Yeah, makes
documenting or
sense.
whatever.
Do they talk to each other? The CRM
They
and
do.
QuickBooks?
Yeah, they're connected. And so every transaction that we get at the end of the shift, that translates over to QuickBooks and shows us everything we're doing. And
Oh,
all
that's
that
good.
stuff. So,
That's
plus,
that's
Arrived has a lot of inside, research information. So you can like pull reports, anything you need as far as operations, sales, whatever. We can get all that stuff through the POS too,
nice.
which is helpful.
Is there anything outside of that you wish you could automate within the business?
Yeah, ads. Running ads, running like that really is time consuming. Just to find the bandwidth to be able to sit down and come up with a strategy for the week for your upcoming events and
I see.
posting them. It's challenging. And to boot, like we had our Facebook page hacked about a year and a
No
half.
way.
Yeah, and it was, it locked us up for a while. So we're still recovering from that. We still don't have full access to the page and be able to run full ads and
They don't
stuff.
make it easy to get back.
No, and honestly, you're talking to AI. Everything about that
Right.
customer service is all AI driven.
It
And
is.
I've
Yeah.
never talked to anybody, and just a year.
The only more difficult, worst thing I think I ever dealt with other than Facebook was Google.
Okay.
They kicked us out. We had an issue with the Google business page. To get back on that was like breaking into the Pentagon. I had to take a picture of myself next to my driver's license to prove it was me. It was crazy. It was
That
wild.
being said, they'll make it hard for us to recover it, but they don't really make it a big effort to stop the, overseas activities and stuff like that that's happening when they're hijacking your apps and taking your posts and regenerating them into their own thing. It's crazy. Like,
Yeah, you think they'd be able to get a hold of that other than try to
right.
make it so
Right.
difficult
Make
for
it hard
to get
for
back?
us to recover it as opposed to stopping it from happening. It's brutal.
It's really weird. So
Yeah.
how did they hack it? If I had to show my picture, my license next to my picture, take a picture of me, how did they hack in the first place? How's it possible?
No idea. They got in and literally removed myself and our PR guy as the administrators on the page. Just got in there and locked us out of it. And we were only able to access the page because my wife still had the link on her phone to our Facebook page. So she was able to access the page, but we were blocked out. So we were able to go in on hers and try and like lock it down a little bit. But even then, it took forever to really get the page back to be able to post again.
Jesus.
It was like 2 months. It was crazy. Like this is our main source of advertising, and we are now, handcuffed because Meta is all AI driven, and you're not talking to anybody, and
No.
it's just there's no help in that at all.
No,
So-
but unfortunately, I guess the only good thing is before AI, there was no one to talk to anyway. They just email you, and they have to email them back. Hopefully, they email you back.
I
Makes
know.
you feel like you're doing something.
It's brutal, dude. It's so time consuming too. That's really the problem is you just don't have I don't have dedicated people to handle all of these things. I'm doing a lot of it myself, and the brewing, the business side of it, all of it. My hands are in everything. So it's having the time and the ability to navigate everything is a little bit difficult. When it comes to scheduling things and whatnot. But it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
Small business.
Yeah, I know, right?
This is the stuff that you go through to be successful, and no big deal. Well, I'm good with that. I don't mind working. It's just the economy's challenging right now. It's been really tough.
Yeah, I bet. What metrics are you focused on in the next 12 months? What's the
Oh, our biggest metric, honestly, is just continuing brand awareness and getting product out into the communities. We have some tap accounts out now. We want to build that a little bit. It's really good brand recognition to have tap.
That's what you
handles.
sell to restaurants, right? Restaurant bars that
Yep. Restaurants, bars, and just having a tap handle, locally to other bars and restaurants is good PR for us. It's just a good way to get our name out. Visibility is huge for the industry for some reason. People, not that they don't like the product or whatever, but unless you're like getting visually seen, people don't want to like search you out anymore. It's kind of like, I remember the beer industry, the craft beer industry 15 years ago, people were like searching for all the crazy beers and stuff. Remember when you had to wait in line for beer releases and stuff like that? Special beers, those days are kind of gone now because everything is so accessible now. Before it was just not that accessible. So they would do limited releases and it would cause fanfare and whatnot. But because the craft beer industry has grown in the last 10 years, access to beer has been improved tremendously. So you have access to different styles you never had before without going to a store shelf and picking something out that may have been imported or, and maybe another brewery from out of state or something like that. Just having the ability to compete with those brands and be on the same level playing field with our customers on that front, it's great. But it helps build that's part of the building blocks of building your brand and getting your name out there. Being relevant is the most important thing, and people wanting to come back and see what else you're producing is it's the reason why we do it. It's just the community we've built is amazing. We have regulars that come every Thursday. They come 3 days in a row. It doesn't matter. It's all age groups, and it's we have an elderly couple that comes in twice a weekend just to have a porter, and they sit and chat and they have a great time.
Nice.
But they're regulars, and it's something when they come in, it's like norm. Like when they come in the door. So we've created that environment in Riverton. And it's just it's nice. Everyone feels welcome there. Everyone knows each other. It's just a great environment for everyone to kind of chill out.
What's the 3-year plan? Look at the 1 year. What's the plan?
3-year plan is if we would love to get into distribution as far as canning and whatever. We don't have a canning line, so we have to contract with a mobile cannery whenever we want to do a product release in like 4-packs or 6-packs. Right now, we only sell crowler sales or 32-ounce cans out of our tap room for takeout, which works. It works very well.
Oh, so you can take that home. So I go there, I could buy a 32-ounce growler to take home.
Yep, and exactly. And it seemed like it would be, the can is sealed as if it was in a production plant. So
it's a big can.
The shelf life is months in a can like that. So as long as you don't open it. So yeah, we do get some activity with our crowler sales, but we would like to be able to put our product in store shelves. But again, that's something that takes time and money, and we just have to build that plan out to be able to get to that point that we can start doing distribution. But yeah, there's a lot of planning involved with having a cannery that has to come to your unit.
Oh, I bet.
Plug into your tanks and then pump out cans of beer for you.
I can imagine that can be difficult because it work on your schedule, right? Because it's rushed everything.
Yeah, it's all planning out, right? So to make it worth having them come out, because the initial outlay is $3,000 or $4,000 just to have them come out and buying the materials and the cans and stuff. Then you have to package it and then sell that product to make that money back. So it takes time, and if we do for the benefit of canning, we're going to do 3 or 4 beers at once. So we have to have beer ready in fermentation tanks for them to package for when they get here and plug it in. So there's planning involved. There's a lot of not only planning on the back end, but futuristic planning as far as sales and what you're going to do with the product once it's packaged and how you're going to move it. So Our business model isn't necessarily on the distribution side. Our business model is definitely in taproom sales and that environment, with really accounts that are just there for PR purposes and that kind of stuff.
So I say most of your canning is more marketing. You're not really making a lot of money on it because you're not really set up for it. If you had like a full-time canning place, you could make money on the beer.
Right. We wouldn't be able to push the volume out.
Yeah, you're more of marketing. It's kind of like just to get the name out there, really.
Exactly. It's brand awareness.
You're not making a killing.
The convenience of having cans to buy and people can take with them. It's visible for people to see, but it's also, it's a good way for us to get brand awareness out into the public. We don't want to partner with a distributor. The minute we do that, we lose our right to self-distribute.
Oh, you do?
So we, got to tread carefully. Yeah. It is a fine line because you don't want to lose control. You don't want to lose like what you have as far as your business is concerned. But
so the growlers are out. So if you get a distributor, the growlers are out. You can't sell those. They won't let you.
No, we could sell them still, but you have to figure what's your medium to package in. You can do 12-ounce cans. You can do 16-ounce cans, 4-packs.
Mm-hmm.
So there's lots of different, and what's trending right now. So you have to consider what's the trend as far as purchasing. Are people buying 16s versus 12s, or is that shifting back to a 12-ounce can because they want a smaller pour? and not commit to a full 16-ounce pour. There's lots of dynamics that we have to constantly keep up with as far as sales are concerned. So it's about planning, and even planning is a crapshoot. You don't know.
Right.
So it's
no
really
idea.
just about, testing the waters, seeing what people like, and meeting that demand. And, whether it be in 4-pack sales out of the tap room or crowler sales out of the tap room with, whatever we have on tap at the time, it seems to work for us. We just don't have the ability to pump out the volume of beer that would be required to make
A profit on
distribution profitable.
Right.
Yeah, we just
And
don't have that.
So you would, so I guess the goal is pretty much like to get it to kind of like have as much name recognition as possible, where it winds up being kind of so much that it makes sense to do the distributor thing.
Well, I mean, if you look at, I kind of compare our scenario to like what's happening in the New England area with the beer production and the breweries that are up there. For the longest time, like breweries like the Alchemist or whatever, you could only get their beer at their brewery. So that's where it goes back to where people are waiting in line for 2 hours outside to come in. They've kind of mastered that scenario up there because they don't distribute a ton. They have, I mean, you can get heady topper and beers like that here now, but that's only as of like the last couple of years. Before that, you had to drive to New England, pick the stuff up and bring it back. And
So it's kind of like a cult kind of thing going on there.
Absolutely, and it's still like that with like Treehouse and all these other breweries that are up there, really good, like the New England style, which is still a very popular style IPA, but they kind of mastered the allure of it and bringing people to their breweries, and where people are waiting in line outside to get in. I don't envision the same business model, but I'd like the business model for us.
Yeah, I mean, it's what never changed, in my opinion, is that like the people want what they can't get more,
Yeah.
much more. If they can't
I would
get
agree
it,
with that.
they want it way more, no matter what
Yeah,
it
but
is.
it's a double-edged sword because when you're walking into a liquor
Right.
store and you don't see your cans on the shelf, you're not getting seen there.
Right.
Versus if they come into the tap room and trying your stuff, that way. So there is, there's nuance to both. You have to kind of just play the game and see what works for you and capitalize on that.
Yeah, so you need the name out there enough where everybody knows you and they're looking for you.
Yeah.
And then they'll see it, they want it. Like what? Like,
Exactly.
oh, I heard it's coming out. Like they do like the scotches, like those Scotch guys. They have a small limited number, and you have to go to certain liquor stores to find it. And if your liquor store might have it, they can reserve a bottle for you. Those guys are nuts about that stuff.
And if
They're
you
crazy
remember, like,
expensive.
10 years ago, like or 12 years ago, when beers like Nugget Nectar were coming out, where it was like one-time release, and we're only tap rooms or I'm sorry, liquor stores only get like 5 cases of it. And it would be like a line out the door. You can only buy 1 bottle or whatever. And it's crazy. Like, I think that was done as a marketing scheme, obviously, but now it's non-existent. You're seeing beers like Trogs. What's the cherry beer? I can't remember the name of it, but there's a holiday beer that comes out, but it comes out in August now. It's like, we might as well make some of these beers year round if that's the case. So it's just, I think that business model has kind of fallen off the map as far as like building up the release of a beer and then having limited release of it so it's still coveted because people can't get a ton of it or whatever. I think that business model's kind of gone because access to craft beer is much more relevant now than it was 10
Saturated
years
too
ago.
much. They
Yeah.
went the other way. Before it was like kind of sparsely
Right.
marketed, right? They
Right,
marketed it,
right.
but then they couldn't get it. So you want to be the guy. I have it. I got a case of it. Go to my
No,
house.
and New Jersey still doesn't work with a lot of other outside states yet as far as distribution. So there's a lot of beers that aren't getting into New Jersey that you can get in Pennsylvania or Delaware or New
Really?
York.
They won't let them
Yeah,
come
it's all
in.
distribution rights and who you partner with and that kind of stuff. So it's interesting because you can still, like, you think New Jersey's like infiltrated with a ton of craft beer. It
You
really
think?
doesn't even touch the surface of
Really?
what's accessible. Oh yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy amounts of breweries that are pumping beer out to outside their locale to make them relevant. But again, man, that's big money pushing that stuff out, and you have to mark your product down almost 60% just to get on the store shelf to make
And
make it comparable or compatible price wise.
and they make you like buy the shelf space, right? You got to pay for some of this.
I mean, some places are like that, but I mean, some places have required minimums you have to meet every week. So, if it's 5 cases a week, they want you to maintain
I
that
see.
kind of a thing. Or it's really just making sure that your product is able to be put next to another product from a different brewery at a similar price point.
I say.
So just to make them, they have to make a couple bucks on the sale. Plus, moving product like that is just about brand awareness, unless you're flooding the market with cans. but that's
Makes
just
sense.
not our.
Like
That's
Whole
not our.
Foods has a bunch of different kinds of like craft beer, right? The Whole Foods
Which
has
one?
it. Whole Foods. Whole Foods has a bunch of.
No, well, not in New Jersey. I don't think. I think there's a couple.
The
A
one I go to
couple of
has a
food stores now
couple
have the
decent ones.
license to do beer, but I wouldn't say it's the fleet of them because I know the Whole Foods by me doesn't sell any alcohol at all.
The one by me does in
Okay.
Homedale. They have alcohol. They have a bunch of different like all crazy named beers they have there. Like a
Yeah,
whole
y'all for sure. I mean,
yeah.
listen, like Wegmans here, they have liquor stores. ShopRite's starting
ShopRite
to
has
do it.
it. All
So
right.
yeah, it's definitely the options are there. Plus the big box stores that are doing like Costco and or not BJ's. I think has a liquor license, not Costco.
Yeah, they have a
But
weird.
yeah,
New Jersey's weird because they have to like even Wegmans. They have to get the liquor license and people who own the store different names and stuff because they can't have multiple
it's
liquor
got to be
licenses.
separate. Yeah.
Yeah,
So there's an example. Mount Laurel has a Wegmans store with a liquor store within it in the store, but you can't purchase liquor on your tab for food or vice versa. So you can't go shopping in the store and then walk into the liquor store and grab what you need and then go
yeah,
unregister. You have to purchase the liquor in a different spot than you buy your food.
yeah. Last week I was up in North Jersey, Paramus, and they have a Stu Leonard's in the mall, one of the malls up there, but in Paramus, and they had liquor like all over the place, like mixed in with everything else. So it's got to be the same deal there too.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. I mean, the Cherry Hill Wegmans has a separate building.
Well, that was always the case. Like ShopRite always had when I was growing up. They always had like the ShopRite, and then there was like a little like door next to it, and then they had ShopRite liquors next to it. It wasn't the same store. I mean,
Yeah,
it
that's in
was
New
called
Jersey.
ShopRite
I
Liquors,
don't
but
know if that's like other states as well, but I mean that's definitely a New Jersey thing. You
when
can't.
they go to Florida, you can buy it anywhere. I don't think
Yeah,
they
it's
don't care at
true.
all.
Yeah.
Or like Virginia and stuff like that. Or no, Virginia was different. Don't they have like ABC stores down there? Don't they? They have like
I'm
weird
not sure
places.
what I know. Philly used to have the ABC stores. I think they're kind of falling apart now. As far as
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't really deal with a lot of Pennsylvania stuff like that. But it's everything's changing. Everything you constantly have to like readjust business plans and models based on outside influence on that kind of stuff, and just making sure you're staying relevant. But yeah, it's fun, but it's interesting. You know.
All right. So, is there anything else you want to add about anything going on? This will be done in about a week or so. So, then you want to add? You want
We have all summer long. If anybody wants to go to our website, we have a calendar on our website that indicates like all of our scheduled events. Plus, if you follow us on Instagram or Facebook at Craft Brewery 33, you're going to see everything we have. Every time we have musical act, whether we have a food truck, whether we have a special event like trivia or anything like that scheduled, it's getting posted on social media a week before or a couple days before. So you should be getting aware like when we have events going on. Another thing that people don't realize is that because the light rail stops right in front of our brewery, people can come to Brewery 33 and pregame for concerts in Camden, take the train from Riverton, and the train drops you right out in front of the venue in Camden, the concert venue.
we can't beat that.
So you don't even have to drive into the city. You can take the train in, go to a show, jump on
That's
the train,
great.
come back to our brewery and get your car and go home. Not have to worry about driving out of the city, or it's just a convenient way
That is a
to
good
not
one.
have to drink
Yeah.
and drive per se,
Yeah.
or party there. You can use public transportation to do it, and
That's what they do.
it's a great resource. We're hoping to see a lot more activity with the train. I think people are not aware. Honestly, our property was an eyesore property for decades. So I think it just became like one of those things that people never noticed. Now it's all open and cleaned up, and I think people just are used to not looking left or right when they go past our place.
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah.
So that's again, it's all about brand awareness and letting people know where you are, and it's a constant, ever changing thing that we have to do. Yeah.
Your job is make the experience and keep changing it, right? That's
Exactly. I mean, you want people to come back. So, you can't, people get bored if you keep it the same all the time. You have to keep it fresh.
right.
Whether it be fresh with new styles of beer, fresh with different types of musicians that are coming and playing, fresh with different activities that people want to come in. Like we're going to be doing a tarot card reading coming
That's
up
cool. That's
on
different.
June 18th at the brewery. And it's a walk-in thing. So it's like 3 readers will be there. It's a first come, first serve type of scenario on a Thursday night. Just something to kind of create an
That's
activity for
cool.
people to come in on an oddball night.
That's a good idea.
And it seems to work for us. So people are looking for things to do, trying to be more relevant and not doing what everyone else is doing, and something different, something new is going to draw people to your place. So it seems to be working pretty good. We've done a few drag bingo events, and we have a drag pride event on June 20th.
Right.
and that's gotten huge response. It really is. We are a very supportive community, and that's part of it. It's part of it. So it's, we are proud to be a part of all these different communities and be able to support all these communities. And we're thrilled that they want to hang out at our place and, drink our beer and share the community with everybody. It's just,
I'm with you on that one. My motto is, especially small business, any business, you really can't say no. You don't want certain people to come see you.
And you know what? I think we alienate people too much in this current climate. And it's not necessary.
No. As long as you're here for a good time and you're not causing any trouble, everyone should be welcome to all the business.
100%. Everyone is welcome at our brewery. We don't question anybody. It's no point in it. We want you to come and enjoy yourself and have a great time and be a part of our community. We welcome you in. We want you. So
absolutely, yeah.
Come check us out.
I agree with that. I think that's great. I mean, I never stood people who say that these people can't come in or these people can't come in. How do you run a business like that? You can't do that. It doesn't work.
It's interesting, man. Some of the people, they alienate themselves in so many different ways and wonder why they're not out of business or something like that.
When are out of business? I mean, you're not Google. You can't do you can't do what you want. I mean, the small business. That's the truth.
That's the truth for sure.
All right, awesome. I appreciate you coming back on.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me back. I appreciate it. We'll catch up soon.